1.QT with Pastor Kim Hae Young. The foundation of the temple is laid. Ezra, chapter 3, verse 12. When they saw the foundation of this temple being laid, many wept loudly. But many others shouted for joy. When the builders laid the foundation of the temple of the Lord, all the people gave thanks and praise to the Lord, who is good and whose steadfast love endures forever, according to the ordinance of David, king of Israel. After returning from 70 years of sorrowful captivity in Babylon, most of the people offered songs of thanksgiving with great joy. However, the priests, Levites, and the elders, who had seen the greatness of the first temple, wept loudly when they saw the foundation of this temple being laid. The sound of the people's rejoicing and the sound of their weeping were both heard from afar, but they were mingled together so that they could not be distinguished. The temple is the dwelling place of God. For God's people, it is the center of life, the place of joy, sorrow, hope, and comfort. How thankful we are that there is always a temple where our weary and troubled souls can find rest. Meditation. After 70 years of captivity in Babylon, the people of Israel could not help but be deeply moved as they began to rebuild the foundation of the ruined temple. The temple was the dwelling place of God and the very center of their lives. During those 70 years, they had lived as slaves without worship. How difficult and painful that must have been. Instead of songs of praise, they hung their harps by the rivers of Babylon and could only weep as they were mocked by their captors. But when the appointed time came, by God's grace, they were able to return and regain a place of worship. The people sang aloud with great joy, yet some who had seen the former, greater temple wept bitterly at the sight of the new, smaller one. The joy and sorrow of God's people are always bound up with the temple. For the people of God, being able to worship the Lord freely and wholeheartedly is the greatest blessing. No matter how prosperous or wealthy one may be in worldly terms, there can be no true happiness if we cannot worship freely. On this day of grace, let us receive and enjoy that grace fully. We give thanks to God who has granted us the freedom of faith and the freedom of worship. Prayer. Lord, I thank you for coming into me and becoming the owner of the temple. And I pray that I may always live giving thanks and praise. Amen. I pray that the grace received through today's message will be with you in your life.